All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another amazing edition of Grilling with Bubba. So what we are doing today is a Mississippi pot roast. So this thing is basically just a chuck roast, and it's got some onions, pepperoncinis, butter, some onion soup mix, and some of the ranch mix, you know, the powdered stuff that you make ranch with. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw in some potatoes and carrots in it too, because I can't have a roast without potatoes and carrots. And we're all gonna do this on the smoker. So let me show you what we got going on here. So this is our chuck roast that we're gonna use. Now a lot of the recipes say 3 to 4 pounds. This is only 2.5 pound one. It's the biggest one I found at Walmart when I ran by there. I guess I should have gone to another store and looked, but I'm lazy. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna season this with our just basic salt and pepper blend that we got mixed up here. It's half and half. And then we're gonna put that on the smoker for a few hours. So we'll go ahead and get that started. And we'll be back when it's time to put all the rest of these fixings together, I guess. So we're just gonna shake this on. I don't think I'm gonna go as heavy on this as I would if we were making a brisket, but it's basically, you know, exactly the same seasoning as if I'm making a brisket. We'll get that side. We'll get this side. Now, this is just your basic boneless chuck pot roast. Try to find one with some good marbling in it. All right, that's all there is to that. So we'll see you on the smoker. All right, folks. So here we are. We got about 2 hours on this roast. Go ahead and take a look at that. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Oh my goodness. So what we're going to do? Let's get another good long shot at that roast, because that is just delicious looking. Oh my goodness. All right, so to finish this thing off, what we've got here in this, we've got onions, we've got mushrooms, we've got carrots, we've got potatoes. So this is not your general everyday Mississippi roast, I guess, because it usually just got the onions. We're not doing that. We're fat people, we love to eat, and we're gonna show you how to be fat too. All right, so we're gonna take this chuck roast. Woo. We're just gonna put that right on top of there. Oh my God.
Juicy.
That looks delicious just like it is. All right, so the next couple things we're gonna put on here. The first thing we've got is some Lipton onion soup mix. And we're just gonna sprinkle that all over the top here. All right. The next thing that we've got is some of your standard ranch mix. We'll go ahead and put that on all over the top here. Oh goodness. All right. Next thing we're putting on, this thing calls for half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick. No, we're going with 2. And what we've got here is the Kerrygold garlic and herb butter. This stuff is just freaking amazing, man. I tell you, oh goodness. Let me give you a shot at this as soon as I get it open. It's getting all over my fingers, and I don't care, because I could probably just take a bite of this butter. It's so good. Look at that. That is some delicious stuff. So we're not going with 1 stick. We're going with 2 sticks of this. Let me get this other one opened up here. We've kind of got this softened up a little bit, so you can see it's getting all over my fingers and everything. But that's all right. We don't care. All right, we're going to take that, and we're going to take that, we're going to put that right there. Now the last thing excuse me, goodness, I use my pants napkins there. Okay, so the last part, and I think one of the most important parts of making this a Mississippi pot roast, is these pepperoncinis. So we're just gonna take a bunch of these and just stick them around here. It says 8, but you know, I live in a world of excess, so we might do more than that. Look at that one go flying. Stick some in there, stick some in there, some in there, some in there. One more. Give me that big fat one right there. If I can get it. Look at that. All right. So we've got that done. Last thing we're going to do is take some tin foil and we're going to cover this up. Now, one thing that I did not get done, which I'm going to do off camera as soon as we get this put in, I didn't get my probe put in there, and I don't know if I'm going to. I think I'll just kind of keep an eye on it, because I think that meat's probably pretty good to go already. But we're going to take this whole thing, we're going to set it in here. Now I'm going to kind of offset this because I don't want it right over that fire pot, because I don't want it to start to burn right there in the middle or get too hot or anything. So we're going to go ahead and stick that there. And you can see we lost a lot of temperature there. So that's going to take a few minutes for that to come up to 225 where it's supposed to be. And then, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and raise that up even further. I'm going to put this thing on at 250. So it's going to fluctuate between 225, 275, just because that's what this thing does at that temperature. And we're going to let this go for 5 to 6 hours. So it's about 11:30 now. So I'm thinking 6, maybe 6:30 we'll be eating supper. But what we'll do is we'll just let this go. Once we think it's good, we're going to go ahead and just shred it up and dig in. That thing ought to be really shreddable by then. So, all right, so this thing's already starting to recover a little bit. But we'll meet you back here in, you know, a few hours and see how this thing's doing. All right, so here we are. It's kind of starting to mist out here and everything, but we've had this thing on for several hours. Let's see, what did we put this on? About 12:30, and it's a little after 4 now. So about 4.5 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and crack this open, see what it looks like. Oh, you can see all that. Oh goodness, look at all that steam and everything coming out of there. And looking at that roast,
oh, it's
just pulling apart. Oh my goodness, those potatoes, you can see how done they are. And look at all that gravy and juice we got down in there.
Goodness.
Oh my God. And that beautiful mahogany color we got all over this thing from the smoke earlier. So,
oh, you got a great smoke ring.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this off, and we're gonna let it cool down a little bit, and then we're gonna shred all this up, and we'll show you what that looks like in just a few minutes. But goodness gracious, this is one of the most epic, beautiful things that I've ever done beyond my kids and my wife. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this off and let it sit for a little bit, and then take it in the house. And when we go ahead and shred this up and get ready to eat it here in a little bit, we'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. All right, guys, y'all got no idea how delicious this smells. I just kind of took the fork to it like this, just kind of shredded that thing up, and oh my goodness, that is, I mean, just fork tender. Look at these potatoes. Oh, all the carrots in there and everything. I mean, they're just so tender and everything. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's fogging up my camera. It's so hot. But look how delicious that is right there. Oh my goodness. We're gonna go ahead and let this cool down just a little bit further. Then we're gonna mix this up and we're gonna have some supper out of it. If I can keep forks out of it beforehand. Uh-oh, somebody stole a carrot. Carrots are always
oh, they're perfect.
Yeah, see, carrots are always the most wonderful thing out of there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this eaten up, and we'll meet y'all next time on another beautiful, wonderful edition of Grillin' with Bubba.